Nishat Begum, just to introduce her, she's an optometrist at Abhaya Optometry Hospital. It is in Bangalore. So when I was talking to her about the parenting and the concerns of the parent, she gave me the feedback that these children require eye care and preventive eye measures the parents have to ensure. Then she's really concerned to this. She's deeply attached to this cause of preventive eye care and what best we can do for our children so that they have good eyesight all through their life. So these growing young years, it is so important. So through parents, we want to give this message. And also one child is here, Pranjal. I'm so happy. She's just 12 years old and she is here. So directly she will get the inputs from our Nishad, the optometrist. So we'll listen from Nishad. Nishad, how long, you are now a professor also. Like since
Yes,
how long you're in this teaching profession, Nishad, just to know about you. Can you just
yes,
introduce yourself in brief
sure, sure,
instead of me talking
yes,
and let them get the tips as soon as possible? Just give an
sure,
introduction
sure.
and continue with the session. Thank you.
Yes, yes. I am AP Nishad Begum, born and brought up in Chennai. Then when I got medical seat, I shifted to Bangalore, and I studied in Netradama Eye Hospital for 4 years. Then after that, I joined for teaching field at Abhaya Medical College. It is near Kanakapura Road. So I'm teaching there since more than a year now. I teach third year medical students. One subject I used to take for them like low vision, and for second years and first years, I used to teach practical eye examinations, how to perform certain eye examinations. So I teach practically. So two subjects are my main core concerns. Then other than that, I'm a health coach now. So I'll be taking main aspects like diabetes and eye prevention, eye preventing disorders, eye diseases are my main concern. Then if you just see like other than this regular routine thing, I used to do like regular eye examinations at remote villages where the eye hospitals facilities are not available. So this is all about me, and I'm here today, and I'm very thankful to Veena because of her I'm here, and she is such a intelligent and a very knowledgeable person. She has all the techniques of parenting. This is very much needed for today's generation, and in this platform, you're meeting all these beautiful parents at a time. So very happy to be here. Thank you, Veena. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. Of course, there are only two of them right now, but no worries. I'm recording this and I want to share
Yes,
this valuable information with all parents. So go ahead, Nisha.
sure,
Give
sure,
us the important
sure, sure.
information. Yeah.
So before going deep into the session, Veena, I'll just give the brief introduction about the eye and the
Okay. Sure.
anatomy of it so that they'll
Sure.
understand it in better.
Sure.
So if you consider our eye, like eye is nothing but the forward protrusion of the brain. So here, if our brain is located, you can, my screen is visible, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I made you on the big screen. Yeah. I'll make it
Yeah.
speaker.
Am I audible also?
Yeah. Yeah. Audible. Audible.
Yeah, yeah. So what happens? So our brain and eye are not so far. So you can consider these are like forward protrusion of our brain. So brain itself is the eye. It's no more so far distance. So if you just measure, see how close it is. That's the important of eyes, because if you get any infection to the eye, our brain will get easily affected. If our brain has got any trauma, I mean accidentally any wound and all anything, eyes will be lost. So this is how the eye and brain is connected together. So we call it as forward protrusion of brain. So when you're thinking our eye is also brain, so you will know it is so complex. It is so
Mm.
complex that prevention is the only way to protect it. Because if something happen in future, it is very difficult to run through it and to maintain back the same vision, to get back the same vision. It is very, very difficult. So the only concern is about the eyes are you have to take 100% precaution to save this complex organ. It will look so simple, but without this, we don't have our entire world. We'll go blind. Even if you just close your eyes for 2 minutes, you can understand how the blind is living this world, how he is seeing the entire world. So without eyes, there is nothing. So prevention is the first thing we have to take care for our eyes. So here, most of them are students, like school-going age kids, and other than that, I can see parents. Uh, Parents are the first teachers. So I expect all these teachers to teach, to seed your children at a very young age about the importance of the eye, And so that not only explaining about the eye to them, explain about the nutritive things also, because adamant they will be because of their age. So it's our duty to explain them what and all they should have, how they should be careful at school. Once they're traveling, how they should behave. Once they're coming back to home, what are all the precautions they should take care, and how a general routine in a daily way, how they can input all these precautions is what today's concern is. And today's topic is entirely not only about giving tips to the eye care, to enhancing the importance of the eye. So shall we start? Shall I go into it?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So first I'll tell you, this entire eye is like this. It is placed inside the socket, like in a, like you can call it as like a saucer. So from a behind, it is like placed both the eyeballs. It is totally protective. And what you can see, the white part is sclera, and what you can see, the black part, it's cornea. So cornea is transparent. So first tip here is stop rubbing your eyes. So what will happen whenever you're rubbing like this, because children do it knowingly or unknowingly. If they want to stare something, if they're playing a long time video games, they'll just do this. So when they're doing this, their eyeball is pressurized. The eyeball is rubbed. The eyeball is given pressure inside. So when this is happening, what will happen? This rubbing of the eyes will directly lead to myopia, lead to keratoconus, so many disorders. In medical terms, you'll not understand it. But in layman, if I explain the very basic thing, is the cornea, which is like the black part, the shape of the cornea changes. So when the shape of the cornea changes, this black part, the shape changes, the light whichever is going through the cornea will have scattering, will have reflections. Then what will happen? Our entire eye will not perform as how it should perform. So 100% efficiency will not be there. Thereby the vision will drop. Then you will take your children to eye hospital. They will suggest to wear glasses or contact lenses. So first thing, stop rubbing eyes. So whenever you feel it little blur or something, take water from the tap water, not a bucket water. It will cause infection. So open the tap, take little water, dip your face and wash slowly. So you can rotate your eyeballs inside that water and wash your eyes. So first step is stop rubbing your eyes. If you feel blur, wash it with running tap water. Then next we have like about infections. So before touching your eyes, you have to wash your hands. So second tip is wash your hands before you are touching your eyeballs. So what does it mean? I'll give two tips here inside this. One is viral infection. Second is bacterial infection. As a parent, you can come to know how this difference is. When your child is waking up in the morning and the eyes are stick like this, like a gum, they are not able to open it. We call it as bacterial infection. It means the bacteria has taken place, in the sense your child has used someone else's towel, or your child has sat next to someone and unknowingly shared some kerchief or something. Then he has wiped to his eyes, to his face. He has done a face wash using that towels or kerchief. So this is nothing but bacteria has transferred here. Or playing in a soil and they have touched their faces. Making a clay pot they have done. They have used some chemicals, painting, brushes, crayons, and they have touched their eyes. So somewhere the bacteria is hidden. So here, if their eyes are stick together, if the eyes are not able to open in the morning and redness will be there, then we consider that as bacterial infections of the eye. So for that, you have to take them to the eye hospitals and they will give antibiotics and also. Before that, the tip is nothing but washing your hands. Washing your hands regularly with a Dettol soap or any other soaps or hand washes, so that before touching their face, they will be aware that, yeah, I should not touch my eyes with unclean hands. So second tip here is clean your hands. So continuation of this, I'll tell you, when they are waking up, if their eyes are not sick, but it is so red in color and they are having itching and watering and all, they consider this as viral infection. So here with attachment is there, bacteria. If no lid attachment, it is virus. So both are harmful eye infections. This is more common in school going children and place home kids. So you have to take care, tell them not to wash their any without washing their hands or touching anything. They should not touch their eyes. So this is our second tip. Then third, as a parent, what you can do them, you are already trying your best and giving them the best food available in the world, but you know best food, but you should know which is best for their certain age group and which is best for their growing eyes. So before telling this third tip, this is all about nutrition to the eye. The third tip is giving right nutrition to the eyes. So here you want to know a small story. At 17th century, at 1718, like 1718 era, it was a Victorian era of diseases where all the ship sailors, where they're traveling from one country to another country, going long way, six months away from home. When they're traveling from one country another away without any proper nutrition, whatever they get, they used to eat majorly. Then what happened? One sudden, some day, like continuously, all the sailors were ill. They had a bleeding gum, they had skin infections, they had eye infections, they had bone problems, and they had weakness, and they were not working at all. They stopped their work and continuously you can see thousands of beds like today you're seeing in Corona, like the same way thousands of beds were there only for this sailor's disease. They were not knowing what is happening. Then the person came, James Lind. He was a scientist. What he did, he didn't do any miracle like giving some list of treatment and all. He just gave lemon juice. He took a glass and just squeezed a lemon, then given to one sailor. And after 5 to 10 minutes, one sailor woke up and stood the next one glass to the another person, another person, another person. So this is a miracle. Suddenly, bedridden patients were coming to their consciousness and getting back to the work. So what does it shows? It shows the importance of food, importance of citric fruits, importance of lemon, which we are just neglecting. Ah, lemon hi to hai, how to have it will be khata khata. You will neglect it, but it is the core essence nutrient to entire body, bone, eye, skin, nails, gums. So whenever you are seeing your child with the bleeding gums and all, don't neglect it. It is one of the symptoms for your underlying diseases. So we call it as scurvy. So scurvy is nothing but again a vitamin C deficiency disorder where the deficiency of lemon like citric fruits are there. So in this daily routine, give them vitamin C. So you have to give them one glass of nimbu juice without any salt or anything. Just in a weekly once you can keep a schedule like Sundays when they are at home, when they are playing outside and coming back, give them a glass of lemon juice. That is more than sufficient for everything. Don't need to go for any supplement. You can give this nimbu juice, nimbu pani, and other than that in routine you can give them orange, a citrus fruit like musambi. That is also very good. So one fruit you can give instead of giving them a juice, give them a fruit because all the nutrients they will get when they are chewing it, when it is getting mixed with saliva. So give them a full hand of fruit like citrus fruit especially. So this, other than this, if you consider next nutrients for food, I'll tell spinach. Let it be any spinach, any bhaji you get, please give them all the sopu. I mean all the, because I know children will not really like it, but you have to prepare some yummy dishes, vada, like pav vada, like that and all you can prepare with spinach and give them in the evening. They will surely like it. It is very important that all the odd days you have to give them spinach in their food. Then next you can give at the nutritions, you can give cabbage, green leafy vegetables, carrot. When they are going out to play, just give them a carrot, wash it, and raw carrot is very good when compared to cooked one. So give them a raw carrot to them. They will just bite it, chew it, and handful of carrot or any other fruits which they can, because carrot is also a form of that. It is very important for them at the daily usage. 1 to 2 carrots you can give whenever they are moving out to play. It will give energy also to them. Then bananas. Then you can consider giving them, instead of fruit juices, I'll suggest fruits. So same way, don't cook your food for a long time. If you're cooking any spinach, if you're cooking any cabbage, brinjal, lady's finger, if you're closing the lid and cooking it for more time, it is of no use, because certain fruits and certain vegetables, when you are giving raw, the efficiency is more. And vegetables, especially if it is cooked too much, all the nutrients will go away. So don't do that mistake. Even though you are giving them, that will not go to their blood. The content will not reach 100%. So don't overcook them. Other than this, I have some of the protective measures. The fourth tip is about protective measures, wearing proper protective measures. So what are these protective measures? So when they are going out to play, you can give this full cover. Curvature will tell. Curvature means this is the curvature. If they wear it, will be fully curved. So curvature sunglasses or curved protective glasses, it will be available in something like 100, 120 rupees. Protective glasses, it will be full plain, like how they go for swimming. When you get a swimming goggles, like that, there are goggles, sunglasses available. Why this is important? Because they are going outside and they are playing in sunlight. So what happens? UV rays are very much harmful for a prolonged duration. So it is very important they wear a sunglass, so that will protect from UVA and UVB. Then when they are playing at in outdoors like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, when the sunset time is there, even that time the sun rays are harmful because their pupil will be open. Pupil is nothing but a small hole. So that hole will be like this, dilated. All the sun rays will go inside, leading to another so many issues like lens deficiency, cataract, early cataracts. So what you have to do, tell them when they're playing, it's of no harm. They can play and enjoy, but let them wear that. So the dust, even the sand, anything is there that can be prevented. And even playing in swimming pool. When they're going to swimming pool, what happens? They are like putting already so many chemicals in the swimming water to clean it. So that chemicals will be harmful. So you have to suggest them to wear swimming goggles, which is available in sky blue color. That goggles you can suggest, so that when they are wearing and going, the water will not go inside. That will also lead to viral and bacterial infections. So here again you have to tell them to wear perfect protective measures. Going in sunlight, sunglasses. Going to swimming pool, swimming goggles, like this. Then this is what the next tip is all about. Then next we have a major tip at school. School, how they should be, like, with prevention, how they can avoid any injuries to the eye. Stop playing with harmful sharp objects, because all are so young people, they will not know the consequences. See this example, this nib you can consider is so sharp. If this goes and pierce inside, they will not know what to do. Even sharpened pencil, sharp tip pen, so don't give them, don't allow them to fight for that, don't allow them to sharp too much. So avoid playing with sharp objects. So knives, scissors, when they are doing that craft works, avoid it. Totally you have to avoid it. Take the kid-friendly devices so that it not be so sharp. Kid scissor. Don't give them the adult scissor. Give them the kid scissor, which is sharp, which is less sharp. What will happen if this goes on? They not know. They will try to remove it. This is what most dangerous thing is about. Once it goes inside their eyes, they should not remove it by themselves. When they are removing by themselves, consider example, a pencil has gone in, they have just did it, the lid that may remain intact inside, which will cause so many consequences. So they have to run to eye hospital. Without, with the pencil they should run. Don't try to remove it at all. Even as a teacher, even as a parent, don't do it. If you see something went inside their eye, you don't try to remove it. It will cause so many dangerous things. They'll not know till where it has gone inside. So in case of injury, you have to take them to the hospital. There you can slowly remove it, and we'll know, we'll take a scans, so we'll know till where the injury is. Depending on that, we'll try to remove it in that way. So don't try to remove it. So this is one of the main tip I'll tell you. If you see any children or in your home or your neighbors or your own students playing and something got hit to their eye, don't try to remove it by yourself. Take them to the eye hospital. The next I have major tips like computer, because I think uh, nowadays without computer there is nothing. Computer is dunia hai ab, because everyone has computer. Only chota chota bachas are not using. Other than that, once they grow up, 4th standard, 5th standard, everything is all about computer. Computers are ruling the world. Online classes have started now because of this COVID. So even at young growing children, they are more prone to computer users. So what happens when they are sitting long time in front of computer? They will get like computer vision syndrome. So here this tip is about preventing from computer vision syndrome. So how can you prevent yourself? Because we can't avoid using computer, because computers से online classes है, computers से we have so many things. So how can we do that? The only thing is tips. As you all are very fond of cricket, you can remember this 20-20-20 rule. So 20-20-20 rule is for the computer using children. So what they can do, 20 seconds means whenever they are using computer for longer time, once it is 20 minutes, 20 seconds, they have to look for 20 feet far objects. For example, a green tree, a green leaves in the tree, they can focus. Why this is important? Because when they are seeing near for a long time, their entire eyeball is stuck. Like this is inside our eye, it will be like this. A convex lens when they are viewing near. When they are viewing far, it will become concave. Convex, concave, convex, concave, convex, concave. This is called accommodation. This will be always there in our eye. But due to this computer, when their eyes is always like this, what will happen? The entire muscle gets fatigued. It gets weakened. So that time you have to relax the lens. You have to tell them 20, 20, 20. 20 minutes once. For 20 seconds, look for four objects which is 20 feet away. So which is 20 feet away means like we are all staying in a walled rooms. So it is smaller rooms. Open your windows. Look at far object. A flying bird. A green color. Green is very good for our eyes. That's the reason our nature is green. So look at the nature. Look at the green leaf. See the, because just don't see and run and come back. Don't do that. See and focus how the green leaf is, how the shape is, how the leaf curved. Something you focus for some time. How you're focusing with near with this, focus with this also. For convex to concave. So far object also, yeah, tip is there. You have to just go see and come back. No, that will not at all work. Look for some time. As you're concentrating for near, concentrate for far distance also. So what you will do? You will just take for 20 minutes. Audible, guys?
Yeah, audible.
Yes, yeah. Once for 20 minutes, what you'll do for 20 seconds, you look at the object which are 20 feet away from you. 20 feet away is nothing but 6 meters. So more than 6 meters, you have to see and focus. So this is for computer vision syndrome. And other than this, you can just clean your computer screen. Even dust is there. You just need to focus more. So clean your computer screen. Keep the brightness level very low. And font size, you can make it bigger. Keep the bigger font size so that you don't need to squeeze your eyes and see. So this is what very important. Clean your screen, keep the brightness level low, increase the font size. This is very, very important for computer using children. Next, we have for mobile. As you all know, if not computer, if no desktop, laptop, we all connect through mobile. So mobile also plays important role. And many of the parents are not aware that they take it simply. Bacha is adamant, we'll give the phone for 20 minutes, we'll give the phone for half an hour. What will happen? Ek game hi to hai, ek game khelega. Don't do this. Why? Because it will look very low or very less for you. But as per the research statistics says, 50% of the entire this world is going to become myopic. So myopic means they will have a difficulty for seeing distance vision. So near vision will be good, but myopia is a condition where the parallel rays of light coming from infinity, going inside the eye, not falling on the retina, falling in front of the retina, thereby leading to blur vision for your distance. So half of the world will become myopic above if you consider 2050 time. So what does it mean? The myopic range is increasing in everyone, that too growing children. This myopia is more commonly seen. So example, if your child is wearing -1 spectacle, if he's using so much of computer, so much of laptop, so much of mobile, then it will be like एक साल में power बदलता है. Usually we say 1.1 to 1.25, 1.5 2. But when your child is playing with too much of mobile, then it will be like 1, 1.5, 2. The standard increases. It will not increase gradually. It will hike up. So what you have to do, limit the timing, whichever you're using for mobile, limit it. Like 5 minutes is zyada hai. don't give them, and they will take close to the face and play because they want to win in the game. So make sure they maintain some distance. We call it as one arm distance. So little far they can keep and they can use. And in mobiles, there is an option called blue light filter. In the sense, computer lightning setting is there in the mobile. You can act it. You can just click on that. Your entire screen will become little lower. So you can convert your mobile to a eye safety glass, eye safety screen. So you can just check it in your system in your mobile. There will be like eye care system is there. Enhance that. Click on that. If you're clicking that icon, your entire mobile will become little dull. Your screen brightness will go little dull. In the sense that that's the only correct brightness for your eyes. So click on that and make your computer to become a good, make your mobile to become a good computer-like thing. So avoid it. Avoid using for a long time. Don't give to children. Especially, I will suggest don't give them at certain age, like 14 to 15 at least, when until their entire eye grows and their myopia and all starts falling. So make sure you don't give the mobile. So if they want to use with precaution. Use with eye care system in the mobile. Use with cleaned mobile. Then with little distance. Then television. Viewing television also must not be limited to that circle. They should not sit so close to the TV screen because nowadays it's LED screen. LED. That means the chota lights are there in the screen, TV screen. So LED screen is there. It is also so small, so many LEDs bulbs together. It is made into a big screen. So make sure these LEDs are also harmful. So they are using little with far distance. When they are viewing their TV, tell them to sit far, at least 3 to 3.5 meters away. So when they're sitting like this, it is very good. So they can view TV for a long time. Then other than this, I have, yes, at food I said, right, for nutrition, add omega-3 in that. If you're non-vegetarian users, you can use like matti fish, tuna, those fishes you can give 2 eggs per day. Like this, you can include omega-3 fatty acids in your food. That is also very, very important. Then other than this, if you consider daily living, school is over, when they're coming back home, they want to play. It's very, very important. 2 hours minimum at sunlight. 2 hours minimum at sunlight for vitamin D. So this is very important, guys. Allow them to be at outdoors for more than 2 hours per day to avoid myopia, to avoid eye stress, to avoid wearing spectacles, everything. Only vitamin D deficiency can cause so much to night blindness when they are seeing from one light to another light, when they are moving from room to outdoor. It is very important. So outdoors is very, very important. Let them play outside. Let them look far objects. Let them run at outside. So it is very, very important to keep their fitness also matters. Don't let your child to be obese. They will look bubbly. They will look cute, but their height and weight should match. So calculate their BMI, body mass index, whether their height is matching to their weight. This is very, very important. Or what will happen? They will go obese. They will be lethargic. They will be bubbly, but they will not concentrating on studies. They will have mentally disorders. They will not be interactive like all the kids. They will not go outside and play. So it's our duty to make them physically active. The only way to keep them physically active, spending 2 hours at sunlight. Without sunlight, the entire body mechanism will slow down. So it is very, very important. 2 hours per day at sunlight is must. Let it be morning or evening. You make sure it is 2 hours. The next tip is hydrating. So why this hydration is important? Because you all pack them 1 liter of water or maximum half a liter. I've seen major parents sending their kids with half liter to 1 liter of water. Is that enough? Then think they are coming home only from morning 9 o'clock to 4-5 o'clock. When they are returning home, they are only consuming half a liter to 1 liter of water. So what is it for? It is not sufficient. So what you have to do as a parents, minimum of 2 bottles. If at the school they are providing with water, it is good. They can refill their water bottle. Give them good quality plastic water bottles. If you are giving them plastic, give it food grade plastic. Other than that, you can use copper. Steel water bottles are the best than copper, because they'll not be because copper has certain ways to store it and consume. So other than steel is the best. Give them the steel water cans. Minimum of 2 liters they should consume and come back home. When they're coming back home, give them 1 to 2 glasses of water. So minimum, I'll suggest in the entire day, if you calculate, 4 to 4.5 liters are very, very needful for the growing children. So what you have to do, you have to maintain a track on their routine of water consumption. Give them 2 liters of water for school and make sure they drink it and come back, and explain them about this. Whenever you get a break, sip of water. Whenever your period is over, drink water. Whenever you're going for the lunch, consume before going to the lunch. Like this, you tell them for 2 to 3 times in a week, then they will make it a habit. So hydration is the must. The next point, I'll just add some more. Yeah.
Nishad,
And
some questions were there. I have told the parent to ask the question later in the end. So can we
sure,
now go
sure.
for a break and come back to 3 minutes?
Yes, yes,
Is it
that will be
okay?
fine because major kids have finished.
Okay, okay. Okay, finish
Little
it
more, please.
then. We'll come back for the interest. Okay, we'll take a 2 minute break, parents,
Yes,
and then come
yes.
back and join again. Same link, you can join back. Okay, please
Yes,
join
we
back.
now will take a break.
Yeah.
Short. And if something goes into their eye, make sure you should not remove it as a parent. You should not do it as a teacher when you see in the school. So if any pencil hurt or something, don't try to remove it, because removing can cause more damage, because some of the lid or pencil lid can go and stuck inside. Then we can't remove it. Then entire eye only we have to keep a knife. So that's more harmful. So make sure you should not remove anything if it goes inside their eyes. And washing their eyes is very, very important with running tap water. They should open the tap, not to use bucket water. It will cause infection. So give them running tap water. They should take water and they should dip their face and rotate their eyes. So this way they can clean their eyes. And if they are using computer, the tip which are given is 20-20-20, 20 minutes once. After using computer, they should see for 20 seconds, which is 20 feet away from them. So 20 feet away from them means distance vision. So they have to concentrate on distance vision. They have to see any green leafy tree or green things. They have to focus more. Green is actually good for the eyes. Then other than that, I have said only that, I guess. Yes.
Mobile time,
Hydrate.
they have to limit use it.
Yes, yes.
Hydration.
Hydrating is very important. Don't give them half liter of water and send to school. 2 liters minimum of water bottle. Don't give a plastic water bottle. A steel will be better. Then other than this, I have given, main important thing is playing outdoor along with sunglasses. When they are going for swimming class or something, give them swimming goggles so that the water will not go and cause infection. And as I suggest, 2 types of infections are more common: viral infection, bacteria infection. Bacteria infection in the eye, in the sense their eyes will be sticky, like a gel cream color thing will be there in their eyes, and their eyes will be sticky. They were not able to open their eyes when they wake up in the morning. So what I have to suggest them, this is a bacteria thing. So they should not share the towels, they should not use other spoon. Everything matters. Dandruff, if it is there for your children, you have to tell them to wipe it with Johnson baby shampoo. Take little Johnson baby shampoo and wipe it over the eyelashes. That is very, very important. As parents, you will do that kajal, everything for your child. So don't do that. Don't apply any eye cosmetics to the child, because that is also very, very harmful. With the growing age, their glands will not be developed. When their glands are not developed, a small gland, you can see if you invert your eyes, small, small white holes will be there. Those are glands. So those glands will secrete good oil. So don't use any eye cosmetic so that it will block it. So then other than this, one more tip is know your family diseases. If anyone in your home, maternal or paternal side, from a father side or a mother side, having any genetic disorders like glaucoma, color blindness, you have to make a note of it. Whenever you go to optometrist for test their vision, it is very important. You should tell them, yes, parents are wearing big, big glasses. They have a glaucoma. Glaucoma means increased pressure in the eye. Like BP for the body pressure, for the eye, we call it as glaucoma. So glaucoma, it is a serious silent killer. So make sure you know your family diseases. So when you're taking for the eye hospital to do a regular routine eye test, it's your duty to tell them, yes, my parents have this glaucoma, cataract, or any color blindness diseases, color vision. So check the color vision of a child. It is very, very important to make sure all this. Take your child for every year mandatory eye checkup. This is my last tip. Every year eye testing is compulsory. Many of the schools, they have already made compulsory, and they have said to bring one eye testing certificate from the optometrist. But make sure at home also, you make sure whenever they are in holidays or whenever they are having free time, because eye testing will not take in one day, we will take 2 days. Once we'll put drops and check. Don't go for dry eye checkup. If someone is doing a dry eye checkup for your child, make sure it is not good. Why? In the sense it is not complete. 100% eye test nahi hua hai. How you can know it is 100% eye test? They'll put drops. They'll make your child sit for 1 to 2 hours. Then their pupil, as I said, a small hole that will dilate, that will become big. Then using the instruments like ophthalmoscope and all, they'll see fundus, means inside parts of the eyes they should see. Because growing age, it is very, very important. Any abnormality, we can find it out. So make sure you do a dilated eye examination. That is known as dilated eye examination, where they'll put drops and they'll check your child. Inside the eye part should be tested. Not only outside wearing spectacle, go home. Don't go for such eye test. Make sure it is dilated eye examination. In the sense, 2 days it will take, because after the dilatation, the child can't see anything. He can't walk in sunlight because eyes will be dilated. Bleaching effect will be there for him. So make sure whenever the child is in holiday, you take him for the eye test. And 2 days it will take time. So as of now, I have given so many tips. So any doubt when all wearing glasses, I'll tell them a small tip like, don't scratch your glass lenses. Like spectacle will be rubbed and scratches will be there. It is a plastic. Most of the time, whatever you're getting now, the glasses for child, it is a plastic one. CR39 is the material used in spectacle glasses. That will get scratched easily. Those days they were using glass. In that, less scratches will be there, but that is heavier and not safe. Glass will break at any time. So these days they are suggesting for CR39. But I will suggest go for polycarbonate. Polycarbonate spectacle glasses. Polycarbonate are unbreakable. It is lightweight. If it breaks, it will not go inside your child eye, and a child can use for longer duration. Even it gets a lorry over to that also, tutega hi nahi. The polycarbonate material. So it will be not like more than 400, 500 rupees difference than your ordinary glasses. So once you are making a spectacle for your spectacle for your children, make sure it is with polycarbonate lenses with anti-glare. Anti-glare is nothing but a glare, a coating will be there, like a greenish color tint, like light blue tint will be there on the spectacle. That will cut the glare from TV, driving, mobile, computer, everything. It is anti-reflective. All over the light comes, it will cut. So anti-reflective glasses are there. So make sure you whenever the prescription is over, you take them to opticals for selecting glasses. Select a good sturdy frame. Make sure the frame is in less cost, because frame is not gonna help them visually. Only material you have to see whether it is skin friendly or not. Lenses are very, very important, because their entire matters about the lenses power. So give them polycarbonate lenses with anti-reflecting coating. Coating is a green color, slight coat will be there. That will be very, very helpful for their eye stress and all. So these are the tips for eye care. Any other doubt you have, you can ask me. I'll suggest. And some, I don't think everyone will have. Some of the students, if you see child, they will have a squint eye. Like their one eye will be bent outside eye inward, so it is squint. So if any children is like that here present, please make sure you go to eye hospital and get corrected, because at certain age only squint can be corrected fully. After certain age we can't do it. So make sure you take them for eye hospitals regularly. Any other doubt, guys?
Yeah, one by one they can ask the question. Tejasvi had a doubt, right?
Yes, Tejasvi,
You can unmute and speak. Yeah. Or you can type in the chat box. Anything is okay.
That's what I mean. Specifically, diet for vegetarians for good eye care for kids.
Yeah, I'll suggest vitamin A green leafy vegetables. And if we are not even eating egg such vegetarians means I'll suggest methi bhaji. I think you all know.
Yeah.
Methi ki
Okay.
bhaji, it's very, very good. Carrot is must. And once even you're using any food
Sprouts,
and
like sprouts are helpful.
sprouts are very, very helpful. And green color chana, that is also very helpful. Beans, that is very good. Beans you can give them every odd days. Beans is also very much. And milk, make sure they eat milk. If they are consuming egg, milk and egg should go together. If they are not, give them turmeric pinched milk at night. Milk should not be given to them at morning. Parents do this mistake. Early morning, just give 1 glass of milk and send them to school. Don't give that. Entire body system will not work properly. Digestive issues will be there, and the milk absorption will not be there in their body. So avoid giving milk in the daytime. Only give at night when they are going to bed. A
And
full
one
glass of
more,
milk.
under eye getting darkened for 10-year-old boys.
Uh-huh.
Why does that happen?
That is not only eye disorder. It's a very good question. She's asked about the dark circles over here. That is not because of stress or anything. For it, if it is for adults, we can tell it is sleep pattern changes and all. For like young kids, what happens? Their blood is in problem now. You have to consider their hemoglobin level. So make sure you do a blood test for them. So if their blood level count, like RBCs are not sufficient, oxygen will be not there in their body. That will be a hint symptom for you to show that this boy is not having enough blood. So give them 21 days of beetroot juice. This much not heavy. You should give little less, half glass of beetroot juice continuously with pudina and all. You can mix in that, so the taste will little be better. Pudina and lemon you can give. Beetroot juice for 21 to 30 days. You can see this goes off. Even if it is not going, please take them to the doctor and make sure you do their hemoglobin level checked. And other than that, if they are changing their sleeping time, that is also one of the cause for dark circles. Like example, today I sleep 8 o'clock, tomorrow I'll sleep 12 o'clock, suddenly I'll sleep 10 o'clock and wake up at different times. This we call it as sleep wake cycle in the body. So the sleep wake cycle also get hampered when they're doing it at different time. Their hormone level will be different time balanced. Then they will have a symptom here as dark circles. So make sure they're sleeping at the same time and waking up at the same time.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone else wants to ask something? Either type in the chat box, or you can unmute and speak. My toddler does not eat dal. What option can we give?
1 second, I'm reading her chat.
Yeah.
I didn't read it fully. What was that actually?
It says, my toddler does not eat dal. What option can we give? We are vegetarians. Yeah. Dal.
Ragi. Ragi is also a substitute for that. Barley and bajra. Why? Because it's all protein. Where you get more protein can be substitute for dal. Dal is full of protein. So, and it actually 80% of lutein in that. So it is 80% protein. So the same 80% protein is available in fiber drinks and ragi, bajra. Even in that, night is 90%. So you can just replace that with this and try.
What do you mean by fiber drink? What do you mean by fiber?
Fiber means like malt, mixed malt.
Okay.
That is also protein shake. Like, yeah,
protein
you can
shake,
give them like mixed of ragi, mixed of this dal. You can make powder, and that you can give them as a malt. That is a fiber drink, and that is very good for.
That's a very good tip. You can make malt with both
ragi,
dal and ragi. Combination of dal and ragi, right? And
you can
the child will have along with milk maybe.
And you can give the sattu unde type. You can make it small balls with jaggery. Don't use sugar. There is another one I forgot to tell you. Yeah. Don't give sugar for your child. White sugar is like equal to poison, guys. White sugar must avoid. You can instead of that white sugar, go and buy in your big basket. It is available. Jaggery powder, brown sugar. You can replace your diet plans. So there is also same taste it will give. So make sure you mix all this multigrain and put that jaggery powder or that brown sugar and make small round things. They will eat it actually. The snacks. So you can give that. White sugar is very dangerous because I've seen 50% of children having type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, many of them were not knowing, but I'll tell you, they're taking insulin here, thighs. They'll be keep on taking insulin because their pancreas will not work. When their pancreas is not working, no other treatment, especially even Ayurvedic, it's a side and side treatment you can give. But at that time, insulin levels are too low in the body. The child may end up in dying, and sudden unconscious stage they will go. So make sure bones will be, their teeth will crack. Whenever you have such small symptoms, their urine will be so much dark yellow. Make sure you see your child's urine, feces, everything once in a month or once in a week. You keep an eye on that. It is very important. Why? Because those are the places where you can see the complete health of a person. And their hair, you can make sure it will be thinning, and so thin hairs, because we'll be washing always with shampoo. It's very necessary. You all keep account on their urine, and don't give white sugars. Don't give any because they like chocolates. They like it. So give it. But other than that, you can mix it. You can replace your entire daily list with brown added sugars are there, and don't give white sugar is polished as gone. Don't give the polishing is nothing but 2 rubbers are they are using, and some chemicals are poured in it continuously to make that crystal shine. So don't do that. It's very harmful, cancerous. And diabetes.
Any other question? You can chat or unmute and speak. Any question? In fact, Nishad has told us so much in the tips itself. We need to follow now. We need to implement. Many of the tips are applicable to us also. Elders, that what you mentioned, the 20-20 rule. We are watching screen, then we have to look at a faraway object. Then nutrition. We should implement this for the whole family. Whatever you say, Radhika.
Must. And yours also, like your age person also eating sugar and all, they will also already have type 2 diabetes.
What do you say about honey? What do you say about honey as a substitute? That is better than white sugar?
Yeah, honey as a substitute, yes, they can use. Better than white sugar. But honey cannot go blend with all the things. So you can buy a brown sugar.
We have normal, green tea with honey, something.
Yeah, honey is fine. Honey is a big. And honey also in that, you have to try
organic
for mountain honey.
Yeah,
organic mountain honeys. Than this cultured honeys, like which is available in ready-made cultured honeys. Those are like cultivated for business purpose. So instead of that, you can go for raw mountain honey.
Okay, I presume there's no more questions. Still, if you have, if you are in the parenting group, you can chat. Nishad is in our parenting group, so she's always willing to give any suggestions, advice.
Any doubt, anytime you can ask to Veena ma'am, and I'll be there.
She's there in the group, and I'll keep in touch with you. Giving fried foods to kids, is it okay? Ritu asks Nishad.
Fried foods actually 2 types. So 2 types fried foods we have to divide it. So one is like monosaturated, that you're using all your sunflower oil or any other coconut oil. It depends. But other than that, another fried food, you can see entire content of the food is vanished in frying. Like you can see the deep fried chips, Pringles, those foods. Those will come under that category. So I will suggest that is bad. But other than this is very good. Like if you're cooking something and frying at home and giving them, it is fine. And then you can give a tissue paper on that and something, you can squeeze the excess oil and you can give. So that type of fat is very good. Unsaturated fat and fatty acids are there. So make sure you give them good fat, like good omega-3, good oil. Supplements are also available for omega-3, fish, cod liver oil. That is very important. You can give with such oils in taking. It's actually good thing. You can
has also typed fried chapati. Fried chapati, she says.
Fried chapati.
Little bit of oil.
Chapati, little bit of oil. Fried chapati, what will happen? The full amount of nutrition will not come out in it. 60% only will come. When compared to a chapati, which is normally done and which is like fried one, if you compare in that 80%, and in this 50 to 70% only nutritions are available. The nutritions are gone. So if you're doing anything with a micro oven, if you're doing anything with deep fry, make sure the nutrient content to children is not reaching 100%. Even micro oven also, it will the contents in it will molecules will break, and you will not have the 100% out of it. I'll not suggest a chapati fried one.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you Nishad. Thank you all for participating. Welcome. And thank you for asking your questions also. Keep in touch in the parenting group. I hope you all are from parenting group. I have put this in FB also. I don't know who has joined. I'll put the recording there. And if anyone doesn't have my contact number, you can note down 966 328 4400. You can get in